So what's good, everyone? What's good with it? What's good, Ralph D? Shout out to Ralph D's. Yeah, I had another live stream I just ended. Um, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with YouTube, man. I'm done. Like I'm done. Like I'm not gonna stop making content, but like I said, like I even deleted my last live stream because, like I said, I'm trying because I don't know. There's just no point. Cause like I don't want to explain. I don't need to explain myself no more. I felt like I was explaining myself too much in my last live stream. Like I'm done with this shit. This shit is lame as fuck. This shit is fucking lame, and like I said, I don't even be on this bitch no more. I've been doing a lot more shit in my real life, and I'm not even gonna go into what I'm doing in my real life because it's nobody's fucking business. One thing about me is every time when I have good things happening in my life, I get kind of scared to tell people because I feel like if I tell people, it's gonna fuck it up. So like that's why I don't be telling people like when good things be happening or certain things I got going. I don't like to speak of, especially on YouTube, because I feel like it fucks it up. So it'll be situations I've had before where I say something like and they'll fuck it up. Because one thing about life is, like I said, like I mentioned in my last live stream, you don't ever want to show tell you there's I'll say about three things you don't want to. I don't know how many things, but it's quite a few things. But these are the main things you never want to let people know. You never want to let people know if you're doing good. If financially, like if you got a lot of money, you don't want people to know you have money. If you're intelligent and you have a lot of knowledge, you want to play dumb. You don't want to show everyone that you're smart. Just like you don't want to show everyone that you have money, and you don't want to show everyone that you are um, too nice. Like I'm not a mean person, and I'm not a badass. I'm not tough, but I'm also not nice, and I'm like neutral. Like sometimes I could be very evil, nasty. Sometimes I could be very loving and giving, but I don't claim evil. I don't claim a saint and good. I don't claim anything. And like that's what a lot of people they get. They will sit there and have their own opinions about you. Like when you say what, like me just saying that, people will assume that I'm evil and I'm bad. But it's like I don't want to be tough. I don't want to be bad because in order for you to be the toughest, baddest person, you have to gone through the worst shit. Like I haven't been through that much worse shit in life for me to be somebody who's like a badass. Like just look at somebody who's like the worst person who's done the worst, who killed people and tortured people. Like somebody's a real they've been through some shit in life. Not only have they been through shit, they're about to go through shit because their mind and who they are is a piece of shit. So when they die, when they have to face their demons, even alive, when they have to face their demons mentally, they're gonna have to face themselves, and they're a badass. So they're gonna have a horrible nightmare physically when they're alive and when they die. I don't want to be in that position, so I don't want to be the worst type of person. And I'm also not a nice person because sometimes I don't feel like being nice. Sometimes I may feel like doing something and it may not be nice to everyone. So I'm not gonna. So that's why I don't like to put myself. I'm not nice. I'm not mean. I'm just me. That's why you never want to. You never want to tell people how much that you're doing good, even in regardless, spiritually, mentally, physically. You don't just want to tell people that you're doing good in life. And then when you're intelligent, you have knowledge. You never want to just like me. I play dumb when I go out in public. I play dumb. I don't be out there talking about spiritual to this and that and the government this and the chakra system and this. First of all, I can give a fuck what another person thinks of me if I'm smart or not. And that doesn't mean anything to me. At the end of the day, you work at fucking Taco Hut. You work at Walmart. This bum ass nigga at Asset Protection at Target kept following me today. This stupid ass, like I wasn't even stealing anything. I was gonna actually purchase my item. Like, who the fuck is you? Like, you can. And I had to tell this thing. I'm like, I was like, you can stop following me. And then this bitch ass nigga was like, nobody's following you. And I'm like, yes, you are following me. I'm not stupid because he thought I was dumb. Because, like I said, I look young, and I'm so-called black. And young black people are retarded, are stupid. The average young black person is an idiot. Not to be disrespectful, but that's the truth, because the average black person is heavily programmed. Out of all races and in society, black people are the most coonish. They're the most ones to want to please the white man. I want to have a black business. I want to go out and spend my money on the most expensive shit. Not to say you can't go and buy nice stuff, but they don't invest. So black people are most programmed by the system, especially young black kids. They're very, so they assume I'm young, I look young, and I'm black, so I'm an idiot. So I let them play on that, but I'm always analyzing my awareness and my surroundings. So he didn't think I was like gonna like analyze it. You keep coming up to me. First of all, you're asset protection. You have no business trying to pretend like you're on the point of sales register. You're not a point of sale register technician. You're not somebody who's putting money in the ATM. You're a bum ass security guard. So why are you going to my card terminal where I insert my card and trying to act like you're fixing something when you're a bum ass security guard? You fucking idiot. So right then and there, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. And then I deliberately go to another one and I see him there. And then that's why I calls out, like, you could stop following me. He's like, nobody's following you. I'm like, nigga, shut your broke ass up, fucking asset protection. Go fucking secure this place and go find a real threat. I told him that. He's like, have a nice night. I'm like, you idiot, it's daytime. It's like 1 PM, you fucking bonehead. That's why your ass is fucking probably in your fucking 30s still at Target working at that bum ass place. Fucking idiot. And then they get mad when you get disrespectful. It's like, why are you following me then? I'm gonna cuss you out and I'm gonna ruin your fucking day. And I'm gonna cuss you out. Because I can get really disrespectful. I'll disrespect your mother, I disrespect your kids. Like if it was with his kids, nigga, I would have disrespected his fucking kids. Be like, I hope them little bastards get fucking raped in the ass and tortured to death and fucking have their dick chopped up and the fucking pedophile eats it in front of you. I will say some sick shit like that. I go really disrespectful. I got a Mercury in the 8th house in Aries. I get really disrespectful. I don't give a fuck. Talk about your mother, how I'll push that bitch down the stairs and stomp her out, kill her with my fucking bare hand. I'll go really, I don't care. Like, and I don't do this to just anybody. Like, you have to really deserve it for me to get to that point. You have to really deserve it for me to get to that point. And when you deserve it and I get to that point, you know why it ended up like that. Like I said, nobody's that dumb. One thing about the spiritual community, they try to make it look like you need to be the most intelligent person. No, don't get me wrong, you do need to be smart, but you need to show it off to the world, because you showing off your spiritual intellect is you shitting on everybody, calling them dumb without calling them dumb. When in reality, nobody's that dumb. Everybody knows what they need to do. Nobody's that retarded. So people are retarded, but nobody's that retarded. So this is why, like, I play dumb, because when you play dumb, people who are actually fucking dumb would think that they're intelligent, and then that's when they start showing their cards, because like while you're analyzing certain body language, certain things being done, certain things they say, they're exposing themselves while you're analyzing it, because they think that they're more intelligent than you, but it's like, no, you're not more intelligent. So it's like, it's so easy to play, because like I remember I told you guys, like, everybody has their role. Like when you go to a supermarket or a store, you have the cashier, you have the manager, you have the guy who is you have different roles and positions, right? You go to any place, there's roles and positions. You have the CEO, you have the CFO, you got the upper management, lower management, you got the little, everybody plays their role. You will never see a upper management trying to be CEO. You'll never see a manager trying to be upper management or trying to play CFO. I'm not letting the manager manage the fund, so that he can't do CFO stuff. You see what I'm saying? So if you look at life in general, everybody has a spiritual, I want to say spiritual, everybody has a mental role. and you create these mental rules. So if you're a bitch ass, hoe ass, loser ass nigga, based upon your body language, I know your rule. So if I'm out in public and I see somebody being a bitch ass, hoe ass nigga, but they're trying to act like they're not, I'd be like, okay, you're not playing your role. So you must be trying to get something from me. You must be trying to plot on what I'm doing. You must be, because you're not playing your role, because I see you and I read your energy as a bitch ass nigga. You're trying to play somebody who's intelligent. That doesn't make any sense. You shouldn't be where I'm at. The fact that you're at this spot where I'm at means you're trying to plot, you're trying to get over on me, you're trying to do something. So I automatically know you're not playing your role. So I'm on to you. That's how I am with everyone. So it's like, get the fuck out of here. You're not gonna be able to do that shit with me. That's what I realized. And this, I know this is going over a lot of you niggas' head, because a lot of you niggas is fucking stupid. A lot of you niggas is dumb. Like 98% of the people who watch my channel are bots. People who are just fucking doom scrolling. They have nothing better to fucking do because their life is miserable, so they have to keep scrolling up, and then they just say, "Oh, look at this live stream. Let me see what he has to say." I don't even want to be. I don't even want to know you. If you don't, if it's 2026, if you don't even, if you're doom scrolling and you don't know what your mission or goal is, and you're just trying to fit in and find, so I gotta find something good to watch. You don't know what to watch. You have to find something to watch. You a bitch ass nigga. Get the fuck off my shit. Even if you watch my, well, I just found you. If you just found me in 2026, you a bitch ass nigga. I don't even watch you watching my page. Because before you found me, what the fuck was you watching? Fucking I Show Speed and fucking Cali Muscle, all these fucking faggot lame ass niggas. Then you come and find me. Don't even watch my channel. I can't even trust you. Probably watching some fucking DJ Academics. Like, who the fuck watches that shit? Like, who the fuck watches that? DJ Academics. Who the fuck watches I Show Speed? You gotta be one, I'm trying to fit in motherfucker looking ass to actually watch something like that. Like, I don't get it. Like, I feel disrespected when I'm talking to somebody and they when I'm listening to somebody or I'm talking to somebody and they mention something that's in the mainstream. Like, I remember I was watching DJ Academics, and like that shit triggers the fuck out of me, because it's like I look at that person like, okay, you're an idiot. Like, you just mentioned something that the mainstream promotes. Like, that's disrespectful. That's just called like a white person calling me a nigger. Like, you talking to me and we having a conversation, and then all of a sudden you talk about what like David Icke said, or oh, I was watching YFN Lucci, and he had an interview podcast on No Jump. Like, that's disrespectful. Like, you just call me a nigger in the spiritual world or in the mental world. Like, because for you to even say that to me, especially if you watch my channel and you know me on some level, like, that's kind of disrespectful. Like, why in the fuck would you say that shit to me? Like, that's hella disrespectful. Because you're pretty much telling me that you're an idiot, and I don't like to deal with idiots. So I'm looking at myself like everything I was saying to you is out the window because you find that entertaining. Like, I can't fuck with you. And I don't force people to do. You do whatever the fuck you want to do, but at the end of the day, you're not going to force me to do what you want me to do. So how that works is, if while you do what you want to do, I don't even argue. I don't even like, I just say I'm done. I don't even deal with it. That's the main reason I don't deal with no bitches on no relationship level, because, and I'm not telling you guys not to deal with it, but I don't deal because I can't deal with people on that type of level. I just can't. Like, if I deal with people, it has to be like, I don't like, it has to be some real shit. Like, that's with everything, nigga. Like, even when I was out doing crime and shit, when I go out scamming or when I go out stealing from stores, when I used to do shit like that. The funny thing is, like, every time I did it, I will always get caught, or it will always end up in us bickering or arguing because motherfuckers want to do it their way, and I'm saying, nigga, do it this way, and then in the midst of us arguing, we end up getting caught. Like this, so this is why, like, when I did scams, when I used to go and steal and shit, I always did it by myself, because when I did it with people, it will always fuck up. It will always fuck up. That's why when good things happen in my life, I don't like to deal with people unless the person who I'm dealing with, they had good things happen in their life without my help. So if you're somebody who made $1 million on your own, you want to only deal with people who made $1 million on their own before they met you, because the energy is pure. So now the likelihood of you having somebody to tarnish what you have going on will be very few, because they did it on their own. Anytime when you become successful and you worked hard, you can't be around people who didn't become successful. You have to hang out with people who are successful, who did it on their own, because now the energy is less likely to tarnish, because there's no karmic blockage. Some people don't deserve to have peace and happiness. One thing about Gen Z, the spiritual community, and social media is this fake ass this fake ass belief and illusion that everybody deserves happiness. Everybody deserves to live and not have to pay for shit. They say, "Oh, we need food should be free." No, food should be free for certain people, not everybody. Some people need to pay for food. Some people need to have to go to work in the morning. Some people need to have a hard life. You see what I'm saying? Not everyone needs to have a good life. And the people who do need to have a good life are people who are actually doing the work to better their spirit. If you just some bum ass, retarded ass fuckhead that just plays PlayStation all day and you're just waiting for fucking the next game to come out and you just don't do anything and you just complain on social media, you need to have a hard life. You don't need to have an easy life. You're a piece of shit. You're not doing anything. You don't have nothing to offer. You need to have a hard life. And when you need to pay for shit. So, and like that, this is what irritates me, because you have a lot of dead weight and people like me are forced to live with them. So now I have to pay for groceries. I have to pay for rent because we have a lot of idiots that need to pay for it. But it's like, if only the government and those people can be in their own world, and people like me, we have our own shit, life will be better. You see what I'm saying? But it's like we're forced to live with these bastards, and now I have to suffer like they are supposed to be suffering, because that's a lie that they try to tell you, and that a lot of Gen Z, a lot of um, social media content, these doomers, they promote like everybody's life needs to be easy. Everybody needs to have free water, free food. No, that's not how it works. Some people need to suffer. If you don't put in no work spiritually, mentally, physically, you don't deserve to have shit. You deserve to be miserable and you deserve to suffer and you don't deserve shit. Not everyone deserves a happy, peaceful life. That's something. And I'm not saying I'm going to make your life hell. It's like, if you don't do the work to make your life better, you don't deserve a happy life. Are you going to go fucking be a gardener for 8 hours a day, plowing grass and picking bushes just to get paid a few measly $300 or some shit, and then give it to some bum on the street that just sits in a corner in front of a liquor store and drinks beer all day? You could just give your whole check because he's struggling on it. No, you're not going to do that. That's stupid. And if you do, and I'm not saying you can't help the homeless person, but if you're helping him, probably buy him a beer or something, or at least the best thing to do is say, "Hey, you want to do gardening work with me, or you want to go and help me out, and then help." And if he doesn't want to do that, then he deserves to suffer. The fuck? That's how I see it. Not everyone needs to be happy in this world. Some people deserve everything they get. But it's crazy. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what type of like, cause I don't know what type of education or where people are getting their information from to make them think life is supposed to be a certain way. I think what it is everybody bases their theories on comfortability and feeling good. So it's like, oh, it feels good to do X, Y, and Z. So life is supposed to be easy so we can do X, Y, Z and feel good all day. Like it's all based off feelings. It's not based on anything like logical and shit. It's weird. But yet, if you go out there and do something like you'll have people say, oh, shit needs to be free. But then you'll go and steal some shit. Oh, that's wrong to steal. Even though you're stealing from Walmart. Oh, it's wrong to steal something. But then the same person that says wrong will complain about the prices and the gas prices. And it's like, bitch, who are you to complain at the end of the day? If you say it's wrong to steal and you don't want to steal, but then you're going to a store to go buy some shit and they raising the prices, just don't buy their shit. And if you say you need their shit, then obviously if you need their shit, you should be lucky that they're still supplying you it regardless of the price. Then shut the fuck up. It's because it's Saturday. All the fucking all the whatever you want to call all the fucking bozo brain dead fuck twats, all the dimwits, they're all out. It's Saturday. That's why I don't like to go out on Saturday. All the dweebs, all the little fucking twat licking faggots, they all coming out because they were during the weekday. Everybody got to go to work. Everybody got to fucking they got to be somewhere they don't want to be. So most people, when it's Saturday, they're able to actually finally be themselves, because if they be themselves at where they're at Monday through Friday, throughout the week they'll get fucking fired, because you can't be yourself at these jobs without getting fired. So by the time Saturday comes, all that energy that was bottled up starts to be released, and that will show out as agitation, belligerence, ignorance, being a fucking dweeb, a dumb fuck. So this is why people, like say, they're driving more erratic, a lot of erratic behavior because of these 9 to 5 jobs and shit. They create mental illness. If you don't believe me, go out to a mall or a, 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 a public setting with a lot of people on a weekend. You'll see, if you go on Saturday and Sunday, you're gonna see it's gonna be a lot of more like erratic behavior than if you go like on a Monday afternoon or a Monday midday. Even if there's a lot of people on a Monday, because the energy's different. Most people, they go out on the Saturday, they have to show out because this is the only time they can really be themselves. Because when they go to work on Monday, or they gotta go back to what they were doing on Monday, it's not the same no more. They gotta be somewhere where they can't be themselves. I also had past. Yeah, it's retarded. Like sometimes you just got to give them the number, just tell them what they got to hear. Like at this point in time, don't even waste your time arguing, because you got to understand. Like at the end of the day, that bitch got to be a cashier. You probably don't even, you probably just, like you said, you go to school and they pay you every money. They pay you money every month. The amount of money they pay you every month just to go to school, she got to probably make half of that, probably not even that, just to be a cashier, standing fucking 8 hours a day, having to deal with people that don't fucking give a shit about her. So you got to look at her position. She's miserable. So if her life is hard and miserable, if she can, she's got to make your life hard. Like she's like you said, she asked you for the apartment number. She probably didn't have to ask you, or she could have probably did a workaround. But you got to understand, like she's miserable in her mind. She's like, I'm a fucking cashier. I fucking got to work here. I hate this place. I could barely pay for gas. I can't do this and that. So why am I gonna make his life easy by not asking for the apartment number? So if I gotta be miserable, he's gotta be. That's how it is. That's why when you go on a bus, you take a city bus, like 90% of city bus drivers are fucking fat as fucking miserable, because they have to drive a fucking sweaty ass bus and drive all these people like a fucking Sambo slave master coon ass nigga, while they're just on the bus riding. So they be getting mad at the homeless. They be yelling. They always have an attitude. They don't want to ask you, ask for directions. They like have an attitude. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them, is because like they're miserable. That's a lot of the reason why there's this society is so like retarded, because people are so miserable. So they want to see other people be miserable. That's how you get. This is how you get people to be like, to work for the system for free. You make their situation so miserable, so they want to make other people's life miserable. It's not like we're gonna make, let me make your life easier because we're part of this. We're this system is kind of hard and we got to do. No, they got to make your life hard because their life is hard. So it's like once you're there, it's like a trickle down effect. Misery likes company. He's like a lot of planets. I can give a fuck about planets in Aries. Not to say that like if I'm gonna if I'm gonna look at the astrology, I'm using it to help with my goals, with my mission, what I'm doing. Um, if you look at you'll say a lot of planets are in Aries. This is why people are acting like that. You can't say that, but you go to a prison, you go to the hood, you go to certain environments, even in nice environments, people are always arguing. Like there's never a time people aren't arguing. So you can say, yeah, it's planets in Aries, but I can give a fuck about planets in Aries. If I'm gonna look at the astrology and see planet in Aries, I'm using that as a tool to help me in my life. So since there's a lot of planets in Aries, I can give a fuck about people being hot headed. I'm looking at like, okay, Aries, this is time to start something new. This is time to be yourself. Get rid of bullshit that you were doing last year because we were in a new year. Um, the spring equinox is the real new year. So we just started the new year. So this is the time to actually be passionate. Mars, be in your vibe. If you're trying to date, find a female, that's Mars, sexual energy. Maybe a good time to be more aggressive and try to find some women you want to just fucking use and find passion, do something, and work hard towards a goal. Especially today. Today's Mars trine Jupiter. Mars is trine Jupiter right now, so this is a good time. If you start on something, the universe is gonna help you with it because Jupiter expands. But see, I don't like to go deep into this. I use that as a tool. So whatever I'm doing in my life, which I've been doing a lot lately, I'm not gonna get into because there's no point. I'm gonna use the planets in Aries to to um, to start something new, to build. I can give a fuck about war. Oh, the government wants to manipulate astrology. Now we're in a war, and Mars is war, and Aries is war. Like, or everyone's hot headed, or this. And I can give a fuck about that. That doesn't even mean shit to me. That's just the reason why you guys talk about that like that is because you see a lot of other astrologers and tarot card readers who they're trying to make money and get clout. So they have to talk about stupid shit like that to get clout and attention. So they're doing it for clout and financial reasons, and not even financial because YouTube ain't even paying like that no more, like you guys think it is. And they're gonna stop paying people eventually like that unless you're like a puppet. So it's mainly just for clout. People just need their ego like looked at a certain way because they need validation because they're fucking lame. So that's really what that is. Nobody really like how does planets being in Aries and everybody hot headed have anything to do with my life? I can give a fuck if somebody is in a hot head attitude. Like that doesn't mean anything to me. And it having to do with Aries, okay, once you know that, what does that mean? Like that doesn't mean anything. So you guys got to look at it like use it for a tool. Astrology is meant for anybody talking about astrology that's not for a tool. They're just they're trying to make money, they're trying to get clout. And I wouldn't even say money because like I said, you're not making no money like that on YouTube unless you're a puppet. If you're not a puppet, you're not being used as a tool and a puppet, you're not making money off YouTube like that no more. Because they switched up the way the game is. This is why like a lot of content creators aren't even making videos no more. Like a lot of these big Cali Muscle, this nigga had fake views on his fucking channel. He had literally fucking bots in his comment. This nigga had a live stream that had like 500. Like, didn't this nigga have 2 million subscribers? Why is he paying for fake views? Like, and then he stopped uploading. He doesn't upload like that, so he's not making no money from it. Because if he was making a good source of income, wouldn't he keep uploading? He has 2 million subscribers. You're thinking, whoa, 2 million subscribers, you probably can make $10,000 a month minimum. No, you're not making it. That's not how it works. Not to say people don't make it, but you got to look at it. Anyone who's making that amount of money on YouTube, they're getting paid on the back end, and then they're not getting it from YouTube. And even if they are, it's like it's manipulated. And they're playing a role, like they're playing, like they're being used as like a puppet. So it's like it's all like business. I'm gonna read some of these comments, but yeah, like I said, you guys see the title, man. This channel, like, I'm just shit posting from now on. Like, I'm done dropping just talking anything on this channel. Like, and I know I've said that before, but you guys will see. You guys will see. I don't take this shit serious at all. Like, I don't even, because I've been saying that for the past like 6-7 months a year. I don't take this shit seriously, but like this time it's like I can't even say I mean it. It's like, you guys will see. I'm not even gonna say no more. Like, I'm done with this shit. Yeah, fuck the police be done. Fuck the police. Yeah, so I don't deal with police. That's why you got to put yourself in a position where you don't deal with police. I remember I told you, anytime when you're attracting a lot of police in your life, that means you're not in alignment with spirit. Every I will say 99, if not 100% of the times I've ever dealt with a police in my life, I was going through some type of spiritual battle. So in the spiritual realm, I was already fucked up. So it manifested physically as police. So I was doing something I wasn't supposed to do, and then I manifested a situation where police ended up being in my reality. Every time I dealt with police, every time. When I think of every situation I dealt with police, I was doing something not in alignment, and the spirit sent the police to kind of scare me, to let me know, if you keep doing this, you're gonna go to jail. I've never dealt with police and it's just random. It always happens on a certain date, a certain time. It's like a synchronized event every time I deal with police. It's never just I'm just living a life and police come. I'm thinking that's what it with everyone. Even when you see a lot of these criminals out here, like, you may see somebody that get busted in one of these like videos, and they show somebody get busted. You just see them getting busted. You don't see all the times in that person's life where the spirit was warning them, stop doing this, get into alignment, don't do this. All you see is the police bust them. And so you're only seeing one side of the story. And don't get me wrong, there are times police, they get you in shit and you didn't do anything. But I'm not talking about those situations. I'm talking about situations where the person was actually doing something illegal and at fault. Because and they got caught because it was a sign. Like, the last time I got caught with the police, I had stopped smoking for like a year, and probably like less than a year. And then I was gonna go get some weed, and I had a whole bunch of synchronicities telling me, do not get this weed. I was like, fuck this shit, I'm getting this weed. I'm about to go pick up the weed. Fucking police come, pull me the fuck over. I didn't get caught up nothing with nothing, but I had a warrant I didn't know about, and fucking they let me go, and they said for me to drive to the next city over to deal with the warrant. So I went, had to go do that stupid shit, and they let me go. But then after that, I went and got the weed, which I shouldn't have got it. But that day, I decided to want to go smoke. That's when the police came. And then there was another time where, like, I can't really get too much into all my business on here, but it was just times where I had synchronicities telling me not to do something, and I did it, and then that police came. There's never been a time where I was dealing with police and it was just a random occurrence. There's always something I was doing that had nothing to do with police, and then like the spirit put that in my life to tell me, like, as like a lesson, like, oh, you need to get back on track. Or it was a lesson. It was all into, like, it was some synchronicity. And that's when you look at negative events in people's life, like 99% of negative things that happen in people's life, you got to look at it like they were warned. Like, when you see a homeless person on the street on drugs and they like in a fucked up position, It wasn't like this shit happened overnight. They had a lot of opportunities, but since a lot of people have been brought up in this system, in this education system, and they've been taught to look at life from a physical perspective, when you have other opportunities and other messages being sent to you to tell you to be on the right path, a lot of people look at that like it's retarded. They don't pay attention to it. So this is what leaves people in fucked up situations, because they're not looking at life like it really truly is. They're not getting there, because there's this, like, I don't really want to go too deep and speak too much, but there's this one individual I know, and he's always complaining about X, Y, and Z. Let's just keep it simple. Always complaining about X, Y, and Z. And then I'm telling him, like, do this. Motherfucker just looks at it like, I don't know what I'm talking about. But then a month, 2 months later, this motherfucker's complaining how his life sucks and how he's going through all these problems because of X, Y, and Z. But I'm looking at it like, bitch, I maybe the spirit put me in your life to tell you this, but I can't help you. So now when you're struggling a year later and you're very in pain and agony and you're struggling, if I have kids or if I have cousins, I would tell my cousin, don't feel sorry for this man, because this is why is if you have kids or little cousins, don't sit there and tell them this can be you, or life is hard. Look at this guy. No, life is hard, but a lot, but 95% of people, they make their life hard. When you see somebody who's really fucked up in life, 90 to 95% of the time, they had so many opportunities to get it right, but they didn't want to do it because they didn't want to feel uncomfortable. They rather go out and relax and have fun. They didn't want to go through the discipline, sacrifice. So therefore, that's what led them down that path of having a fucked up life. And then now they want to be a victim and make you think, oh, it's the system, it's this. Don't get me wrong, fuck the system and all that, but you have response. No, there's no system that can make your life fucked up that bad. Your system can obviously make it where you got to pay more for gas, you got to pay more for groceries. Maybe you can't do this, or like little things, but it ain't gonna make it that bad. They don't have that much power to make your life. There's people out here who are successful. We all living underneath the same fucking government. You got some black people that say, oh, it's racism. Black people, the financial system. But you got some black people, and I'm not talking about these fake ass boule, sellout coon niggas. I'm talking about black people who hate the system. There's black people who hate the system, who hate the white man, and they're successful and they got their shit right, spiritually, mentally, physically. And there's black people who hate the white man, who hate the system, who are homeless, and they blame the white man and they blame the system. We're both living in the same system. We both hate the same system. Why is this one successful and you're not? It's because what you want to use your mind for. You want to be a victim. You don't want to actually take initiative to do something. Always remember, we're all living under the same system, under the same government. He hates the government. He hates the system. He hates this shit like you do. But why are they able to do better than you? It ain't like they like him more than you. Obviously, one person's doing something you're not. Like I told you niggas in the last fucking video, life is like the way life works. And this is why most people are successful. In order to get anything good in life, and I'm not talking about money or anything, I'm talking about a mindset, a mental set, spiritual ability. In order to get anything good in life, you have to go through extreme pain, extreme discipline, extreme sacrifice for a certain period of time. Each person is different. Some people got to go through it for years, some people months, maybe some people weeks. But you have to go through extreme pain, discipline, sacrifice through a certain period of time. After you go through that pain, discipline, sacrifice for a certain period of time, then the spirit will grant you the ability to give you a gift. And that gift could be breatharianism, it could be motivation, it could be luck to be able to accomplish your goals, but it will give you a gift. You're not doing shit. The spirit is granting you energy, is granting you a gift. But you have to go through a certain initiation where you have to go through a certain amount of pain, sacrifice, and struggle. Not the bad struggle, but the good struggle. You have to go through it for a certain period of time. And then once you prove to the spirit, then it will grant you that ability, and then your life will become easier. Not to say you won't have problems, but it will be more smooth and in alignment. And this is why 98% of people are not successful, because anytime they go through that struggle, they give up or they quit, or they don't do it because of the way the system has taught people to always be comfortable. You're hungry, go get DoorDash. You need to go somewhere, just go call Uber. Everything is meant to make you comfortable. So now when people feel uncomfortable, they're trying to find a way to be comfortable. And certain, when you're going through a spiritual lesson, you can't be comfortable. You have to face it. There's no shortcut or cut corners. You can't do that. So it's like you have to go through it, and most people, they just don't. They spend their whole life trying to find a corner to cut, which they never find, and they waste time, or they just don't do it. And then these are the people these doomers and all these people you see on YouTube that complain about shit every day. They whine and complain and they nag, and nothing is better for them. Think about it. Out of everybody you see on YouTube, do you see any, all the people that you see that are successful? You've always known for them to be successful. Most people that you see that are struggling in life, you rarely see them do good. Like when you see a successful person, most of the time, you've always known them to be successful. But when you see somebody struggling, you don't see somebody struggling in 2026 and then they're up good. You don't like somebody who was struggling in 2003. There's a 99% chance they're still struggling. It's rare to find somebody who was struggling in 2023 who's doing good now. Not to say there isn't, but it's very rare. It's because you don't, that's something that you, because of what I just said, you got to go through certain initiation, certain pain and struggle. Everyone, they'll tell you, oh, motivation, it's about working hard, it's about this, it's about knowing how to open a business and taking a course and knowing spiritual knowledge. No, it's about going through extreme pain, struggle, discipline, the right type of pain, the right type of struggle, sacrifice, and going through it for a period of time. And then the spirit, after a certain period of time of you going through it, and the longer, most of the time is you got to go through this shit for months and years. And then this is when you get what they call blessed with a lot of success, and not even success like money or physical. This is like you have a mental awareness and a mental clarity and a mental bliss and a mental motivation. It's something spiritually and mental, and it's like a jolt of energy. And then once you're in that awareness, then whatever you do and whatever you touch, it turns to gold. So if you want to do whatever you want to do, it works out good for you because you have a certain awareness. So whatever you participate in with your awareness and whatever you touch with your awareness, it becomes gold. You see what I'm saying? But that awareness, that mental mindset is a gift, is given to you by the energy you want. You could say God, you could say spirit, you could say, it don't matter. It's given to you. It's not yours. You don't have, you don't own that shit. This is not your reality. You're like living in something. Like they call it God or spirit. It's not called that. It's just, we use these words. So that's really what it is. You're not real. This life really doesn't belong to you 100%. Your intelligence, your awareness is not yours. It was given to you, and it could be taken from you. You see what I'm saying? So like this is how it is. So like if you want to become great or whatever, like I hate to say that word, become great or successful. I hate these words because none of that shit means anything. I just like to say, if you want to be in alignment with self, you got to realize these things of what I'm saying. Anytime your life is too easy and you feeling good too much, you should be scared, and you should try to like anytime like you're having a good day and everything's just good, and you're having too many good days and it's just relaxing, but you didn't do anything to get to those good days other than just be a fucking bot, then you should be concerned. If you're having a good day and everything is good, but you went through hell struggle to get there and you work there, then you don't got to worry. Not to say there won't ever be bad days, but it's a bad day when you have awareness is different than a bad day when you don't have awareness. Because awareness is the most important thing. Better than more than $1 billion. I'd rather have awareness than $1 billion right now. Because if I have $1 billion and I don't have awareness, I'm just going to use that $1 billion just to be a demon, just to kill myself. Because there's nothing else to do with money if you don't have the awareness but to kill yourself. Buy a lot of bitches. Fuck a lot of bitches and end up, because if you fuck a lot of bitches, if you have a lot of money and you have a lot of access to women and you just keep fucking them and doing that, the spirit will create a situation where you'll get an STD. Or you end up having kids with some bitch and then she takes all your money and your kid. It's going to create something. If you have a lot of money, you go eat all the bullshit. It's going to create a situation where you get sick from all that shit you ate. So if you don't have awareness and you have money, the money is supposed to kill you. Because remember I said you can't take shortcuts. So if you have a lot of like, this is why you want to have awareness. That's the most important thing. Because awareness will put you in that blissed out state. And I told you guys like I was gonna just shit post on this page, but this ain't even deep. This is common fucking sense right here. This is common sense. This is just simple 1, 2, 3 ABC shit right now. That it should be common sense. This is nothing else. So I don't even look at this as deep. Motherfuckers think, oh, this is deep. It's not deep. This is common sense. Let me read some of these comments. Shout out to Mysterio. Was good with it. Yeah, shout out to everyone. I'm just reading through these comments and stuff. Isn't it crazy how I missed 3 payments with a credit card and they won't let me pay it back online? Or yeah, it's retarded. It's all stupid. Even leasing an apartment, I didn't know if you lease for a certain amount of time, you move yo. Yeah, it's all a scam. Yeah, when it comes to the IRS, when it comes to rental properties, mortgage deeds, anything that's paperwork, it's a fraud. It's a scam. Like the United States corporation is not a country. They're a criminal mafia organization. So I said this before. The United States corporation, like Trump, Biden, all those people you see on the fucking C-SPAN, CNN, those people are like they're the number one criminal. Like you can't be more of a criminal than the government. Like you have because the first is the government. That's the number one criminal. Then you have the mafia. They're right underneath. And then you have the cartel. And then you have other iterations of like or gangs and shit. That's really what it is. Like because if you look at the mafia copies the government. It's not like the mafia is a criminal gang and the government's trying to stop. No, it's like the government is the number one mob. They created what it is to be a crime lord, creating a deed. Like when you see somebody, they'll say, "Oh, you created a counterfeit money." That's what the government does. They take resources and they make fake ass money that doesn't exist, and then they trick people to perform labor to make that money. That's a fraud. It's a scam because they're stealing the resources off of land that doesn't belong to them. This is not Europe. Why the fuck are you in this country taking resources from this land, from Asia, from Africa, and you're not in Europe? Go do that in Europe, but you can't because Europe's a shithole and there's nothing there. And go to Sweden. It looks more richer than Africa. That's because they steal all the resources from the other countries, you fucking idiot. And then the money they make from doing that, selling to consumers, they use to make that shit look good. So you can't really say they don't have nothing there. It's not like there's a government official that actually created something or did something to make money. Every billionaire stole and killed. There's no billionaire who created anything. They stole and they killed and they manipulated and they were corrupt. They're a crime lord. So like all these documents, all this, oh, you still gotta pay money even after you move out. It's a scam. The IRS is a scam. Why in the fuck am I paying money to the IRS? Why do I gotta pay money to the IRS? That makes no fucking sense. They don't do nothing for me. IRS doesn't do nothing for me. The only thing they do is create a fraudulent system and fraudulent paperwork that you have to abide by. And if you don't, they use their military and they use their security, mercenaries, aka the police and SWAT unit, to enforce their fraudulent behavior. So if you don't abide by their fraudulent behavior, they can kidnap you, aka take you to jail. That's all they do. They create a system and they create paperwork. And all the system and paperwork is solely meant for is to extract energy from the people, aka tax dollars. So the only job of a politician is to create ways to make new tax laws, to make new taxes, to drain the people, and to manage that whole stream of tax money. They don't actually build buildings. This building was built by a group of people who needed work, because if they didn't have work, they will be homeless. So they said, I'm gonna be a construction worker so you can pay me $5,000 a month so I can pay my rent. That's who built this apartment, not a fucking government. The government just sat on their fucking ass all day. It's funny how they talk shit about Gen Z being lazy, but then the government does the same. They do it worse than Gen Z because they're actually stealing from people. The Gen Z, they don't. Most Gen Z don't steal from people. They just live on their mother's couch. That's better than being a fucking thief and making and raking in billions. But the government is the most laziest pieces of shit. They don't do nothing. So it's all a fucking scam. And I'm not telling you guys to don't pay your taxes, don't, because at the end of the day, you got so many people that believe in this shit. So it's like, this is why it keeps going. So don't think the reason has to happen is because the government is just, no, the reason this is happening because people allow it. If enough people didn't allow it, then this wouldn't even be happening no more. And this is why their system is failing, because a lot of people aren't believing in it. So now they got to raise prices. I went to the mall the other day, and at the mall, the part they charge you to park at the mall. Like, who the fuck does that? Usually you got to park at parking meters when you're like downtown by the courthouse. You got to pay money. This is a mall parking lot. They blocked off like probably like 40% of the parking. And I'm like, why the fuck? I'm like, why is it a Saturday? And this is last week. Like, why is it a Saturday and all of these parking is empty? It's only like a few cars. I see a sign saying, if you want to park here, scan the QR code and make a payment with your debit card, or go inside and buy a parking pass. And I'm like, who the fuck? I'm like, this is the mall here. And the only thing that came in my mind is the mall is going broke because all of these corporations, they're not generating the amount of money that they want, or they're trying to generate more. Because why would the mall do this? They weren't doing it last year, so the mall must be going broke, or it's something to do with the economy. Because why all of a sudden? So this is why I can say that their system is failing. Like, how the fuck? Like, it's weird. It's another scam. So now I can't park, and it said strictly enforced 24/7. Like, they're going to enforce that shit to make sure nobody parks there. So it's like, now you can't park there unless you're paying, which I don't give a fuck. It's not a problem for me because I don't mind walking. I don't care. But it's just stupid. It's just the principle of it, how dumb and petty it is. Yeah, Paul Hand, every time I was in a situation that didn't go in my favor, but I was also extremely not in control of love. I remember I was like doing something that was extremely out of alignment. Yeah, that's why you always got to analyze your life, especially when things go wrong. Not to say things can never go wrong, because sometimes shit just happens. Sometimes a motherfucker just a piece of shit and they come and do something to you. So we're not going to act like everything bad happens to you is because of you. That's some stupid spiritual shit. If I go and get a gun and just blow somebody's brains out, that's my accord. I did that. We're not going to say, well, they manifested that. No, don't get me wrong. You got to look at, there's nothing that's absolute. There are times you can manifest situations when there's times that shit just happens to you. Because at the end of the day, you got to understand, we all have a certain limit of free will. I can't control a motherfucker for coming to blow my brains out. Yeah, you can say, oh, you may have manifested that. That's not how it works all the time. Sometimes it can, but sometimes it doesn't. It's like sometimes we have free will, sometimes we don't have free will. There's no absolute to anything. Sometimes shit just happens to you, even if you're on your path doing your thing. But the thing is, if you're on your path and you're in alignment, when something happens to you, it's gonna play out differently. It's not gonna be so drastic, and that whoever did that to you, they're gonna face extreme repercussions. that they don't even know. Like, and it's gonna happen in a way they don't even know it. It don't have to be like you do something to them. It just they're gonna be cursed because when you are fulfilling the plan to make, when you're in alignment, you're obviously you're in accordance with the universe and what the plan is of what this shit is supposed to go towards. So if you're on that plan and on that path and you're helping the universe get to where it needs to get and you're playing your part, anybody that tries to take you off that, they're destroying the universe. They're trying to make it be off balance. So that's heavy punishment. That's why a lot of these people who be doing voodoo, they'll be like, "Oh, I curse this person. I'm gonna send a spell." And you got to be careful because you could be somebody who's into voodoo, and there could be somebody who's not even spiritual, but they have a bright spirit. They may not know their spiritual power, but they could be somebody who's like, you may say, "Oh, he's a bot because he's not spiritual," but they may have a heavy duty mission. You go and send a spell and curse them, you gonna fuck up your whole life because that spirit, even though you seen him as a bot, had a goal and a mission that was supposed to help a lot of people, and you just made it harder for that spirit to do that. So you may think, "Oh, I can send a spell on this person. He doesn't know." You don't know. This is why you don't just send. If you into spirituality or voodoo, whatever, you don't just send spells to anybody, even if you think it's somebody who is weak, because they can have a mission that is meant to be to help a lot of people. And if you destroy that and make it harder for them to get to that mission, you just cursed yourself. So now your life's gonna be fucked up, and they didn't even have to do nothing to you. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be careful with that whole voodoo shit. You don't just start sending spells to people at all. You usually just use that shit in defense when you're in defense. Because you don't know who you're fucking with. Somebody can be, they could look like a bot, but they may have a mission that they may not be aware of. But you fuck with that, you don't know what energy you fucking with, and it can come back to you. So that's why you just like, when you don't want to just start sending shit to people, you don't know who you messing with, who you dealing with, because just because they look like a bot, they look stupid, or they may not be aware. They just may not be aware of their power, but yet you may think, though, they ain't shit. I'm more. Nah, that's not how it works. He said, "You live in Atlanta?" I don't know where the fuck I live at. I really don't care where I live. It don't matter where I live at. Shout out to Mysterious. Like, damn, your awareness can be given and taken. Damn, that's deep. That's why it's about being in alignment. It's not about having an ego and feeling like this is mine. This is mine. I have this. I got this. I don't be too attached to nothing. Just be like, okay, I'm on the mission. I'm in alignment. I'm doing what's necessary and live in the present and be in the present. Don't be attached to anything. Don't be like, this is mine. Oh, I got this, and don't let anything define you. But at the same time, be in alignment with self, do your thing, and live in the present. That's one of the major things. Be in the now. Be in the presence. Because I remember years ago, I went to the chiropractor. I got an adjustment. And once I left the chiropractor, I was like, had some weird ass, like, it was weird. Like, for like an hour, I was just in a state where I couldn't, it was hard to be anywhere but the present. I was like in the now, and everything was just right now. And every time I try to think of the past, I had to try to think of the past. Like, it was hard. Like, and ever since I had that time, it's like I haven't, like, it made me just realize, like, that's the state we're always supposed to be in. Like, it's like a state where you just in the present moment. And I was in that moment for a little bit, and it's like, it was weird. And like, ever since then, I remember, I'm like, this is what they mean, being in the present. When they say being in the present, all these dumbass spiritual people, oh, be in the present. It's not about, like, right now, you guys are in the present. It's not about trying to be in the present. Oh, I'm gonna be in the present now. In the present. No, that's not what it is. Like, it's like for example, a trans person will say, I'm a woman, or I'm a woman. But then a female will say, I'm a woman. The female who says I'm a woman is naturally a woman. The trans who says I'm a woman just has a mental illness that hasn't been diagnosed yet. And they're trying to be a woman. Hence, if I slap the trans woman, they're going to use their man strength to fight me. If I slap the female, she can't use her. So it's not genuine. So it's the same thing with the now moment. It's got to be genuine. When it's genuine, it's something you don't have to try. It's an awareness. Remember what I'm talking about? The awareness. Awareness is the number one goal, especially in this new shift we're in. Your awareness, how you perceive reality, your mindset, the bliss that comes with it, the clarity. Once you have that, no one can fuck with you at that point. Like, not to say no one can't fuck with you, but they could fuck with you, but at the same time, it ain't the same type of fuck with you as if you didn't have that. So it's a different type of fuck with you. You see what I'm saying? Like that's like the number one goal is awareness. Is once you develop that, you can go far as fuck. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Just focus on that, and then with that awareness, all the shit you want that's not even important, like money, hoes, material, all that dumbass shit that's not even important. That will come by default. But even when those things come, those wouldn't define you. Those aren't gonna make you happy. They're just gonna be things that are fucking there, and then you just delve in them or whatever. He's like, "Do you brush your teeth, Chauncey, or do you use a?" No, I brush. I brush. I what I do is I use like some healthy toothpaste, like the Dr. Bronner's toothpaste, and I will put the gum serum on it, and I put it in first. I'll put the gum. I'll floss first. After I floss, I put the gum serum in my mouth. I put a little bit of water. I'll swish with it, spit it out. Then I get toothpaste on my toothbrush, and I put the gum serum on the toothpaste and in my mouth, and I'll brush. And then that's when I just spit it out, and then I'll rinse my mouth, and that's how I do it every morning. I always floss first, then the gum serum with water, then I brush with the gum serum, and then I spit it out and rinse. I ain't gonna cap. I got a lot of motivation from this, even though I'm broke. Shout out to Mysterio. You ain't broke. That's what I'm saying. Like you you have everything you need to get to where you want to be at. People say it takes money to make money. That's bullshit. Because at one point you didn't have any money, so you have to do something to get money to then use that money to spend on something that makes money. There's never been a time like you see what I'm saying, like so you always have everything you need even if you don't have no money. You have somebody who doesn't have a dime to their name who became a millionaire at one point didn't have money. They did something to make money, and then the money they made, they may have invested it. It was never a situation where everybody just had money and just you see what I'm saying. There's always a time you didn't have shit, but then your actions, your awareness, led you to do something that maybe generated you some money or put you in a position where somebody gave you money, or it is always something. So you have everything you need. There's nothing you don't need. Don't think that I need this. And anything you do need, you have whatever you need to get what you think you need. So if you think you need money, you have what you need to get money. If you think you need this, you have what you need to get that, which you also think you need. Damn good Kenny Wars. Yeah, every time I see a war, I just say the government's just crashing out and they just need to make some money. People say, oh, they spent billions of dollars. They gave Argentina $40 billion. No, motherfucker, they gave themselves $40 billion. They stole $40 billion from you, the taxpayer, and they laundered it and put it in a fucking a bank account in Argentina. You think these niggas just giving $40 billion away Who the fuck's gonna get $40 billion? No, that money is the money that the people who gave the money, they're giving it to themselves. Where does that 40 billion come from? It comes from taxpayers. You're not that stupid to think that Donald Trump has some type of creativity or some type of invention or something that generated $40 billion, or the governments they have the whoever he's in, because Donald Trump is just an old fucking, he's an old fuck. He does, I don't even think he even says or does half the shit that they say he does. I think he's just an old ass dying bastard that needs to fucking just probably retire and watch his health and die in peace if he even can attain that, and leave this politics shit alone. Like, you 80 years old and you still trying to run a whole country? I don't believe that. I think he just is like a, he just like he's just there, but there's other people that are like that you don't see that are actually like, that's say Donald Trump made us go to war. He's just an old fuck. He not in control of anything. There's people who you don't see that they want to go to war, and then they may have Trump say, "Oh, we're going to war," and then everybody's looking at Trump. "Oh, Trump made us go to war. Trump did these terror." That nigga ain't doing shit. He's a fucking old ass man. Don't you have grandparents that are old as fuck? Who the fuck is that old going out? Nigga, that any old person that old, especially looking like him, all unhealthy and fucking just sad looking as fuck, they don't have the energy and the time to be one. They're just probably just, he's just chilling, doing his thing, being an old motherfucker, and then he'll probably show up and say some things. But I don't think when the doors close, behind closed doors, he's doing anything on that magnitude other than just like chilling and doing whatever. And he's there whenever they need him. The motherfuckers really making the decisions to go to war and do these tariffs that are affecting people. They're not even affecting people. I don't even want to say like they're affecting people like that. People are allowing it to affect them. But all that shit, that's some people you don't even see. Like, you don't even know who they, you don't even see them. They're like, yeah. These motherfuckers, like, they be walking down the street. Like, you don't need, they can probably walk down New York City. There's people who are really running shit. You won't even know who they are. You won't see Donald Trump doing it, but the people who run the system, they be walking down the street. They probably walking your going, dude, just to look at the they, but you don't know who they are. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end this live soon, guys, because I gotta go do some shit right quick. Cause it's already 7:11 right now. It's kind of getting late. It's not late, but it's like it's the time is going quicker than it is. Cause it's like I looked outside, I'm like, it's still daylight outside. I look at the time, I'm like, damn, 7:11 in about an hour is gonna be 8 o'clock. I did a lot of grounding yoga meditation. That's what's up. Keep it up. Yeah. Yeah. All the meditation is to get you to a point where you don't even need to meditate. Because you once you get to that certain point, meditation is something that, because the meditation, the yoga, the grounding is to get you to that awareness. Once you obtain that awareness, there's no need to meditate no more. There's no need to do grounding or any of that shit no more. There's really, it's to get you to that state of awareness, to release the blockages fully. That's what meditation is for. Like, even with these breatharians, like a lot of people talk about breatharianism, and they actually have retreats and courses that talk about how to be a breatharian, how to live off prana. And this guy said he has a method where he's like, oh, this is the method that I made to give out prana. But then the spirit told me, when he's like, when I was going through my awakening, the spirit told me that every other breatharian process, it wouldn't work for me, and I have to make up my own process. But then he'll say that in order to get on prana and be breatharian, you have to go through a process. But then you just pretty much said what I'm telling you guys, because I say getting on prana, I hate that fucking word prana, but being able to live without needing um, food and water, being able to get to that point has nothing to do with the process. It's you being in alignment with self. And if this breatharianism has to be your path for this to work. This path isn't for everyone. That's another lie that they like to say in the prana community. Oh, everyone could be a breatharian. We're all, that's bullshit. Not everyone could be a, this has to be your path. And the people who, anybody who is a breatharian, the reason they became a breatharian because it was a gift and it was an awareness. Like I was telling you, we each have different awarenesses and gift. All of our gifts and awareness aren't going to be the same, but that was an awareness and a gift that was given to them based upon them being in alignment with themselves. They didn't do anything that, because if that was the case, oh, meditation makes you become breatharian. There's, you know how big the Qigong community is, you know how big the yoga community is. None of them are breatharian. Like 99% of people who practice Qigong yoga are not breatharian. A lot of these motherfuckers are like sexual deviants and egotistical, narcissistic fucking fucks like that, just have trauma and just they think they're better. So a lot of these people are very low vibrational who even practice these things. So that right there debunks meditation is the foundation for breatharianism. Not to say it doesn't help, but it only helps those who it's supposed to help. So any breatharian that says, oh, I became breatharian because of meditation. No, you did breatharianism and you did meditation and you being on this breatharian path because it was your chosen path and it was you being in alignment. That's how you got it. But the average fucking dweeb head out here, if they decide to say, let me just be a breatharian and do this, they're not going to be able to do it if it isn't their path. And you know it's your path based upon certain experiences that happen to you in your life, and you know it. It's not something that, oh, I want to do this and I want to be a breatharian. A lot of people who are breatharian, these motherfuckers, like, it's not like they don't eat. They eat, but they'll eat once every 5 months. They'll eat once every year. It's not like they don't eat. They eat, but they eat once every blue moon. And most of them, when they do eat, they don't feel like their frequency goes down. Their vibe goes down. Like they actually feel worse. Their consciousness, their awareness, it starts to lose. So this is what makes them want to not eat again. But it's not like something like they're forcing themselves. Because when you're really tapped into it, you actually have more energy. Like a lot of the breatharians that I've seen, they actually have more energy. Like they can run like fucking hundreds of miles within a couple days. Like they don't go to sleep. They wake up in the morning. They are able to run like 20 miles. Like because when you're on this frequency, you're getting this awareness. What they call prana is awareness. The spirit grants you that when you go through certain initiations and pain and sacrifice, and you got to go through a lot of struggle in a certain way. Like if your life is too easy and if you're comfortable like most of the time in your life, then you should be concerned because you're not building up that ashe, what they call in the African spirituality ashe. You're not building up that rep that you're not getting rank. You're not going through nothing that's trial to, so you got to go through life has to still be a little bit tough. And when you go through that, and I'm not talking about like tough, like you got to go to a stupid 9 to 5. I'm talking about tough where like, it's like you trying to like, you're on the brink of spazzing out, but you have to go through like, that's what I'm saying. Like you got to go through it. And I notice when I put myself in those situations, when I come out of it, I'm more of a different person. I've never been in a situation where I'm a different person where I didn't put myself in something that was extremely hard and struggled, and like, you see what I'm saying? Like it's always that. But I think I'm gonna end this live stream, guys. I would go a little long, but I just gotta go do some shit. Yep, I'll probably be on tomorrow. I'll probably be on tomorrow, but yeah. I said this Bible wasn't gonna go deep. I don't really see I went deep, but like I said, guys, like I the reason like this just came in. This energy just flowed through me. I didn't mean for it to go like that. I didn't come on here trying to like make this a certain way. Because um Jay Vass, he said he commented something and I went off in a tangent. So but that's all I'm really like. I'm not really gonna be Because a lot of this information I'm saying, most motherfuckers won't even understand it. So they won't even apply it. Because you can't even, like my information, you can't even apply unless you're willing to go through extreme pain and suffering and hell in the good way. So if you're not trying to go through that, there's no shortcut. My shit ain't no, oh, it's a life hack. Anybody talk about a life hack is retarded. Like that's not no life hack. A life hack is fucking getting a Starbucks coffee with extra toppings for fucking $3 or some dumbass shit you see on TikTok. It's stupid shit. This ain't no life hack. This is some real shit, nigga. This is a real shit. So like, no, this ain't no life hack. In order to apply my information, in order to apply any of the information on my channel, you have to go through a lot of pain, suffering, sacrifice, and not I don't want to say pain and suffering because people would look at it like it's negative. You got to go through a lot of sacrifice and a lot of struggle, but the good type of struggle, the good type of pain, the good type of sacrifice. If not, then this shit ain't gonna work for you. So this is why I don't mind dropping this knowledge because I know the average person won't even apply it. They can't apply it. So this is whatever. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna be back on a little later. Probably tomorrow. I'll be back on in a few days, whenever I feel like it. And I'm gonna hit you guys up later. Peace.